Sheet Metal Professor. Today we're going to do something a little basic. We're going to back up a little bit. I've had some people ask me for some more basic 101 type videos. So we're going to go back to Sheet Metal 101, do some parallel line development, and we're actually going to do a flue tee or a branch tee. Not something you would normally make. A lot of people buy them. I actually keep 4 patterns in my truck, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I cut them out of round pipe with those patterns because here in the Northeast, 6-inch smoke tee is $58 right now. So myself, I do 2 to 3 installs a week. So that adds up really quick. And over the course of a month, it actually pays a few bills. So we're going to start with that. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let's get to it.
All right, so the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to draw a center line here. Now, we're going to be doing 6 on a 6. I think that works out the best for us. We'll be able to see everything. So let's just establish a center line here. I have nice Pexto benches. I can run my square down the side. There's a piece of angle iron here. Most of the people I see doing this on TikTok, they're doing this on whatever, on their desk on a piece of 8.5 by 11, but we're actually going to lay out the whole thing. So we found a center point. I'm going to use this nice Pexto ruler that I picked up at auction a couple weeks ago. It's got all the volume and quart measurements for flaring and everything else in the back. It's a really nice ruler. I try and find these whenever I can. This is a 3-foot one. I also have a 4-foot one. So we're doing 6 on 6. So I'm just going to grab 3-inch radius. And we're going to draw our 6-inch circle. And again, if you can draw, you don't need to follow this part. So now that we've established that we have 6, we're going to bring a line up. We're going to bring a line up. Now, however you want to do this, the height, whatever you want it to be, that's up to you. But I'm going to go 6. Let's just keep everything a nice even number, and we'll go 6. Just bring that across. And just like the other lessons, we are going to draw a quadrant. And then we are going to break that quadrant into equal spaces. Fix that line. So let's draw quadrants. And we'll get our sections. And again, just like every other lesson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. You only need half of this. They're all the same. You don't even need the whole thing. Okay? Now, we want to project those lines down onto the circle of our elevation. Now, we're going to draw our stretch out. I'm doing some of this in marker just to make it a little easier to see. That's our center. That's our top. So we know that that's going to be our lowest point. If you want to add some tabs for screwing this afterwards, you can. You really don't need to, because you're probably just going to put this on as a saddle and trace out the inside and cut it out. So let's get our starting point. Now, again, the beauty of this ruler is if I'm going to make a 6-inch circle, I'm going to go on here and I'm going to look for it. And I'm going to be at 18 7/8. So 18 7/8, we have to add a seam here. So we'll just do a rivet seam. Not everybody's going to do a groove seam out in the field. So we'll overlap it by a half on each side. So we will add an inch. So 18 7/8. So we want 19 7/8. So 19 7/8 is right here. And we're still in the camera. Okay. Then because of that seam, we're going to take out a half. And we're going to take out a half. Now this is the most basic method of doing this. There's several other methods of doing it. I can actually use the same pattern to find the hole, and I can make the hole in another one. So we know that this is our top. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to transfer these spaces onto our stretch out. And again, you want to be careful because even a pencil width is going to throw you way off at the end. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we want to project these lines up. Hopefully everybody can see this on the camera. Now, where you put your seam has a big impact on how you do this. You really don't want the seam going down the side of the fitting because it's going to interfere with your mounting point. So I like to put them on position 4. So we're going to call this 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, all we have to do, and this is how easy this is we know point 1 is our bottom. Okay, now we want to find point 2. And again, like I told you before, I don't even need to know this half. I just need this. So point 2. Point 2 is right there. So we're going to go 2, 2, 2, and 2. We're going to pick up point 3, 3, 3, and 3. And 4. 4, 4. So we'll take out a little bit of a curve here. And this is how easy this is to do. So with this method, you could do different ones. If you wanted to do a 6 on an 8 or whatever, 4 on a 6 doesn't matter. But that's how easy this is to do. And once you learn this method, this will open you up to other things. So that's basically our cutout. And if you really wanted to get technical with this, if you wanted to punch your hole, you pre-punch your holes, you could do that. And you could actually lay those out and you could put that in. So that's how it is. Pretty simple. Like I said, this is Parallel Line Development 101. The next one we do, we'll do a 45, or maybe we'll even do a 6 on an 8 or a 4 on a 6, something different. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you again.